Hello and welcome to Weekend Projects, a Make Magazine video podcast. I'm Bree Pettis, and every week I bring you a project that you can make over the weekend. This weekend we're making a brain machine. I'm here with Mitch Altman, creator of the TV Be Gone, and now creator of this new project, the brain machine. How did you get into this?
I was actually a guinea pig for a lot of brainwave experiments in the University of Illinois where I went.
Like with the electrodes and stuff?
Yeah, back then they had to glue them to your scalp, and but I was really interested. I've been meditating since I was 13 years old, and I read a lot about brainwaves, and I wanted to see, was I really in control of the brainwaves that I was making, and the answer turned out to be yeah.
What is a brain machine?
Well, this is what it looks like. This is the one that I built for the Make Magazine article. It pulses sound through the headphones and pulses light through the LEDs here in front of your eyes, and it goes through a brainwave sequence. In the case of this one that I did for the magazine, it goes through a sequence for meditation, bringing you from awake into deep meditation and out again feeling totally wonderful.
So what materials do we need to get started on this?
Start off with this kit, which is called a mini POV kit by Lady Ada. There was a weekend project about this earlier, and this is a really cool kit. It uses a microcontroller, and with microcontrollers, by the way, you can just do some very simple little hardware changes like I will do with this project, and change the firmware, the controlling software, and you end up with a totally different thing than the original, and you're only limited by your imagination of what you can do with microcontrollers. Building a brainwave machine is just one example. Let's take a closer look at the parts we'll be needing to do this brainwave machine, the brain machine. Starting with the mini POV kit here, we're going to change a couple of resistors here, different than the original. We add a couple of capacitors, and we have a headphone jack. We also needed some wire to lead from these LED outputs to LEDs right before your eyes. And other than that, all we need are some El Cheapo headphones. I got these for free from a United Airlines flight that I had.
These crazy patterns are available on the website. I'm going to go ahead and solder this up and put it together.
After you build it, you want to test it, so you turn on the power, and the 4 LEDs that you have on there should start flickering for a mini POV, because that's what the firmware in the chip is. Now we want to turn it into a brainwave machine, so we'll do that now. Okay, so we'll just plug this in the serial port and back. Pretty easy. That's with the power off. Now we turn the power on, and it's ready for programming. Okay, so once the thing is plugged in the back in the serial port, we download the firmware from the Makescene site. We get these two files once we unzip it, makefile and slm.c. slm.c is the firmware source code, and makefile is the instructions to the software that you downloaded that tell it how to compile the firmware and program the chip. So all you have to do is type in make program slm and watch what happens. It compiles, it erases the chip, it programs it, it verifies it, and it thanks you. It's nice software. Okay, one more step. You want to turn off the power on the unit itself and then unplug it from the serial port, and then you can turn it on. You have a sound and light machine. So here we go. And if your eyelids are relaxed, you should start seeing some pretty wild patterns by now.
That was great.
So what did you see?
I saw a giant heart getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And all sorts of patterns. It was very, 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 well, it was very relaxed, but yeah, that was a good experience.
Yeah, well, that's what meditation's supposed to be. It's like relaxing and yet invigorating. It's just blinking red lights, and your brain did all of that. Just your brain, creating your own little world. And that's what we always do. That's what we're always doing, creating our own inner world from what we perceive as external.
Let me show you what this looks like when you put them on. There's the glasses, and here's the headphones. And then let's turn it on. So there you go, that's what you'll hear and see when you put these on. I'm Bree Pettis here with Mitch Altman, and this project is in Make Magazine Volume 10. Go ahead and get it, get the parts, make it on up, and have a great weekend.